it's Angela from Prettifier Life, and today we're going to talk about how to jazz up a store-bought invitation. I have to get some luau invitations out ASAP, and I really wanted to make them, but I've had to make some other invitations also, and I just don't have time. So I did find what I was sort of looking for at Hobby Lobby. I wanted a Hawaiian shirt, but I'm going to add my own personal touch to it so it doesn't look completely like store-bought. So let's get started. Okay, so I opened up the packet, and here is what it looks like before it is embellished. A regular little invitation. It's still very cute. And then the to and from, but I'm going to change all this. I don't like to handwrite my invitations if I don't have to. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of a thing I have. So this is what they look like before. So the first thing we do is, after we've taken it out of the bag, unfold it out. So you have the inside, but let's flip it over and unfold it so the whole outside of the Hawaiian shirt is showing. And all I'm using is just some sparkly glitter glue. I think it's Hobby Lobby brand. It's mashed because it's a little bit old, but you can still use it. So instead of squirting it on, because it's a little bit thick, I have just kind of used an old brush and got it on the brush. And then I've picked just the pink flowers, and I am just basically painting on the glitter all along the pink flowers. It doesn't have to be exact. We're just trying to give it a little bit of a glimmer, a little bit of an interest, so it looks a little bit more interesting than just straight out of the store-bought invitations. So I would continue to do that for all of the pink, almost all of the pink flowers. And so you kind of have a little bit of a shimmer. Let me see if I can. So I didn't do all of the pink flowers, but I did most of them. So you can see it just gives it a little bit of an interest. It's not so flat. Anything to add dimension to your design creates interest. So that's the first step. Okay, now that I have the invitations drawing, I'm going to work on the inside. So first of all, I kind of need to measure the inside. Looks to be about 3.5 by 5 3/4 would cover it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut pieces of paper 3.5 by 5 3/4 and print my own personal messages on the inside, and then adhere it on the inside so that I don't have to handwrite stuff. I just think it looks a little sloppy, and I want something a little bit more professional looking. My personal preference. Have I handwritten invitations in the past? Yes, I have. But my personal preference is not to. Okay, now I printed off my own invite information for the inside of the luau invitation. This is 3.5 by 5 3/4, and let me zoom in for you. I downloaded this font from dafont.com, a lot of great free fonts. It's called Hawaiian Punk, and this is made up information, and I don't want to put out the real information on the internet, but you get the idea. And then I found this phrase supposedly in Hawaiian that says, "Please join us." I'm not sure if I'm actually using it correctly, but I think it's kind of cool, and for our purposes it'll work. So all I would do is use my ATG 714 gun and put some tape along the edges, and then just tape it inside. And so there you have it. You have a store-bought invitation, but has been embellished so that it is at least a little bit homemade. And I'm going to tie it up with some raffia and do a little bit more embellishment, and I'll show you the final product here in just a little bit. Okay, let's finish up this invitation. The last little bit I did was I cut out some of these tropical leaves from the Cricut cartridge Life's a Beach at 4 inches, And I outlined it a little bit with some stickles in the firefly color. And then I used a stamp set from Pink by Design, the Aloha stamp, and it says you put the wow in luau, which I think is really cute. And then I punched a hole in it with just a regular hole punch. Let me show you how this all comes together. Okay, now I take the invitation that is ready to go, and I'm going to punch a hole in the sleeve with a regular hole punch, like that. And I'm going to take some regular raffia ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby and just cut off a little bit. And I've tried several different ways, and this just seems to work out to be the easiest. You don't want your guests to struggle to see the information. So I'm just going to tie a little bow. So you may have to have somebody help you so that you get the bow tight enough. Okay. And I don't want it to be a really huge bow, so kind of play with it until you're happy with it, and then cut it down. And then I take the leaf and the shirt and I string it together with some more raffia, like so. And then I tie it to a pool noodle. You've probably seen those pool noodle invitations on Pinterest with the beach ball. Well, I decided to kind of take my spin and do a little Hawaiian shirt with the little leaf. So I think it turned out really cute, and we'll hand deliver these to all of our, hopefully, guests to our luau next week. So I hope this inspires you to think about, if you don't have time to make a full out handmade invitation, if you find something at the store that you like, think about ways you can embellish it and jazz it up to make it a little bit more homemade and more personal. So I hope you like my store-bought, semi-homemade, I guess, to coin a phrase from Sandra Lee, invitation. So thanks a lot.